There is a lesson life keeps trying to teach you, a lesson hidden inside your disappointments, inside the heartbreaks you never told anyone about, inside the silent nights where your tears fell quietly because you didn't want anyone to hear you break. This lesson is buried inside every door that closed on you, every person who walked out of your life, every moment you had to pick yourself up again even when you didn't have the strength. Life doesn't shout this lesson. It whispers it through experiences, through pain, through endings that you didn't understand. And most people only realize it when it's too late. That lesson is this: you must learn to value yourself. Not the version of yourself that tries to please people. Not the version of yourself that hides behind smiles. Not the version of yourself that tolerates disrespect because you don't want to lose someone. But the real version of you. The one God created, the one that is worthy, chosen, and capable of becoming more than you ever imagined. Life will never rise higher than the way you see yourself. And everything you attract or lose begins with the way you treat yourself. For years, you've been shrinking yourself to fit into places that were too small for your spirit. You stayed where your heart was starving. You tolerated people who only brought you pain because you didn't want to be alone. You poured your love into cups that had holes. You gave chance after chance to people who had no intention of change. You lowered your standards to keep the peace. You silenced your voice so you wouldn't upset anyone. And slowly you forgot who you were. You forgot your worth, your strength, your purpose, your value. But life kept whispering, you deserve better than this, even when you ignored it. Because deep down, your soul knew the truth. You were created for more than the life you've been settling for. Every moment of exhaustion, every tear, every rejection, every betrayal was not meant to break. It was meant to wake you. It was meant to remind you that you cannot receive what is meant for you while holding on to what is hurt. The world will define your worth for you if you don't define it yourself. People will take advantage of your softness if you don't protect it. They will drain your energy, misuse your kindness, and walk over your boundaries if you don't enforce them. But everything changes the moment you decide that you are no longer accepting anything that diminishes your. Everything changes when you finally say, I choose myself. When you value yourself, you stop begging people to stay in your life. You stop apologizing for having standards. You stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You stop settling for half love, half effort, half respect. You start loving yourself in a way you should have a long time ago. You begin to understand that choosing yourself isn't self, it's survival. It's alignment. It's elevation. And when you finally choose yourself, your entire life begins to transform. Your energy shifts first. People feel it even before you speak. You become quieter, not because you are weak, but because you no longer waste words on those who don't listen. You become more intentional, not desperate. You speak with clarity because you no longer fear being judged. You walk with confidence because you finally know who you are. You don't chase anymore. You attract. You don't force connections. You allow what aligns with your spirit to flow naturally. And the things you used to tolerate, you simply out. When you learn your worth, you start losing people. Not because you are doing something wrong, but because you are finally doing something right. Those who benefited from your lack of boundaries begin to feel uncomfortable. Those who only loved you when you were breaking yourself to please them suddenly call you different because you stopped giving them unlimited access to your peace. But this is not a loss. It's alignment. God removes what cannot go with you into your next season. And when God closes certain doors, it is never to punish you. It is to protect you from what would have destroyed you later. And as you rise, something beautiful happens. You start to reconnect with pieces of yourself you thought you lost. You realize that loneliness is not a punishment. It is sacred. It is the space where you rebuild yourself piece by piece. It is where you hear your own voice clearly. It is where you stop expecting others to save you and start becoming your own healer. It is where you remember who you were before life dimmed your light, and slowly you begin to shine. The one lesson you must learn before it's too late is that you teach people how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. If you don't respect your own boundaries, people will keep crossing them. If you don't honor your own time, people will waste it. If you don't see your own worth, people will treat you like you are disposable. But when you set the standard, when you choose yourself, honor yourself, protect your heart, guard your peace, life aligns accordingly. Your relationships improve. Your decisions become wiser. Your future becomes brighter. Because you finally understand that the love you give yourself determines the love you attract. You deserve relationships that don't require you to lose yourself. You deserve friends who celebrate you, not compete with you. You deserve love that feels safe, not confusing. You deserve peace that isn't constantly disturbed. You deserve to grow without being held back. You deserve to rise without feeling guilty. You deserve rest without apology. You deserve the life God promised you, a life full of purpose, clarity, strength, and abundance. But you will never step into that life until you believe you deserve. Don't wait until regret teaches you what worth should have taught you. Don't wait until you're older and wishing you had walked away sooner. Don't wait until life forces you to repeat the same painful lessons. Don't wait until your heart grows numb from giving too much to the wrong people. Don't wait until it's too late to realize that your life is yours, not theirs. Your peace is yours. Your future is yours. Your time is yours. Your worth is yours. No one else gets to decide how valuable you are. Everything changes the moment you choose yourself. Your blessings begin to flow. Your strength returns. Your clarity sharpens. Your spirit rises. Your purpose calls you louder. And God begins to open doors you never knew existed. Doors that were locked while you were busy settling. Doors that were hidden while you were busy explaining yourself to people who didn't deserve access to your heart. Doors that lead to healing, to abundance, to the life that was meant for you all along. So learn this lesson now, not later. You are worthy of more than what you've been accepting. You are worthy of love, of peace, of respect, of joy, of abundance, of purpose. You are worthy of being chosen, not as an option, but as a priority. You are worthy of a life that reflects your value. But none of it begins until you choose yourself. None of it begins until you say, I deserve better. None of it begins until you stop settling and start rising. None of it begins until you learn your worth and protect it fiercely. Do not wait until it's too late. Learn the lesson now. Honor yourself now. Value yourself now. Love yourself now. And watch how everything, your relationships, your future, your happiness, your peace, your entire life begins to shift in your favor. Because once you learn this lesson, the world will never be able to forget your presence.